Hi guys and dolls, how are you? I hope you are well. For those of you subscribed, thank you. If you're not subscribed, why not? It's free. Free's affordable. Let's do it. Okay, so I give me a minute. I watched a video of a dear friend of mine online just a few minutes ago, and it brought me to the realization of some things that were very triggering, but in a good way. It's not a bad thing, okay? As you guys know, I was with a very manipulative individual in the summer. You know that, okay? And for those of you who don't know, I was with the malignant narcissist, which is worse than being a narcissist. Malignant is even more harsh. No connection whatsoever. If you got killed, oh well, people gotta die sometime. That would be that person's reaction. Some people on the lesser scale of narcissism would probably be the same way, but they at least fake that they care. Once you get into malignant narcissist, or even regular narcissist, or sociopaths, they don't have the ability to fake. They can't even show you anything. They're not even going to waste their time faking it. Whereas some narcs will fake it. Fake that they care. Oh my God, that's terrible. You know, because they're mimicking people who are non-narcissists, so they can know how to react to certain situations. But I realized that because of how I was raised by two very, very sick, twisted, demented so-called parents, as a result of the extreme abuse that I went through with both of them, I have PTSD. And then, of course, you get into relationships with individuals that are just like your parents. And each time, you know, it's just your PTSD gets worse and worse and worse. And then, you know, when you get maxed out mentally, it starts to internalize, and then you start getting sick. And you have, you know, as you guys know, I've dealt with very, very sick people my entire life. And I have had surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery. I have never in the history of my life had so many surgeries, ever in my life. One was traumatic related. Well, probably all of it was trauma related. But, you know, obviously when I fell and broke my leg, that's a little bit different. But, you know, one of the things, and it's a video that Schahrzad Morgan made, and I will put the link in the description or somewhere in the video, underneath the video. She was talking about when you're dealing with people who are dysfunctional. And I have said this before, okay? And I'm going to also say this before I even go there. One of the things that people don't want to do, you just don't want to do it. I'm just telling you, you don't want to do it. With people who have PTSD, they are going to react a lot stronger from your abuse. They're going to talk to you and talk to you and talk to you. And when the talking goes nowhere, which it's going to go nowhere if you're sick in your head and you are a narcissist or malignant narcissist or worse, they're going to talk to you but so much before they go to the crazy page themselves. It's called reactive abuse. Okay? Reactive abuse is when you go ballistic as a result of being treated like crap. Okay? And I have come across several people who met this person that I was involved with and said, he is a real piece of work. I'm surprised that you went out with him. And I said, I didn't know he was like that. I found out after the fact. And I also discovered that there's another person he was involved with, you know, in the groups. So it's like 3 of us that I know of that he has poisoned psychologically. Okay, so I don't know how many people he stuck it in so far as the groups go, but he just made his way all up in and through there, and who only knows how many people he's affected by his cavalier attitude, passive aggressiveness, manipulation, total disregard for you as a human being. All of this takes a toll on a person. And when they are tired of your passive aggressiveness and your manipulation and your pathological lying and all of your continual abuse, and they talk to you and talk to you, talk to you, and it goes nowhere, the person's going to snap. Especially, like I said, if they have PTSD, they're going to snap, they're going to lose it. So basically, if you take a notepad, because when you deal with horrific pain, whether it's physical or mental, your brain has a tendency to shut that down and forget it. It goes way back there in the recesses of your mind. That's why I advise you, if you're in a relationship, whether you're a man or woman, it doesn't matter. If you're in a relationship with somebody, I want you to do an inventory of your relationship. I want you to write down things that happen in the relationship as soon as you can, before your brain shuts the door on that. I want you to write it down. Get a legal pad, 11 by, 11 by 7, whatever, it's legal pad. I forget the dimensions of it, 11 by 14, whatever the hell it is, the legal pads. I want you to write down anything that's shady that happened to you, or anything that hurt you while you were in this relationship. I want you to write it down, because don't let your brain slam the door on it and then you conveniently forget it. And so this person not only has permission to continue doing the same behavior, but your brain blocked out the last 5 times it did it. This individual did this to you. Your brain shuts that out. So I want you to write it down. If I had written it down, the things that hurt me and the things that were shady, I would have not allowed my brain to go into, we're going to protect you mode, and we're going to shut that down, and you're going to forget about it, and we're just going to keep moving on with life. That's dangerous to your well-being. It's dangerous to you mentally, physically, psychologically, emotionally. It's dangerous to you as a person. And there were so many things that were disgusting behavior from this individual that I regret not leaving sooner. And I regret not writing it down, because later on I could go back and read it and go, damn, that's messed way up. And my brain wouldn't have had a chance to, slam the door shut. Before my brain could do that, I write it on a piece of, write it on a pad and make a mental note of it. Because it's just absolutely disgusting. And one of the things that Schahrzad said that was I have said this before, and I've even said this to this individual who was extremely nasty as an individual, just extremely nasty, sneaky, manipulative, planning to tag somebody else when he was with me, planned to get rid of me, while at the same time talking about monogamy. Monogamy is the most important thing. Romance is the most important thing. Monogamy. And it was all a pathological lie, because he was trying to get with someone else while he was with me. And I suspected that. Why were you acting so funky when we were around all your little buddies? You acted like you didn't even know who the hell I was. And I knew that I didn't have to write that down. That stayed with my mind, and it was just something my brain put a big question mark on, like, what the hell is that? And then I realized that he was doing that because there was somebody there that he was trying to let them know that I'm single. And if I'm not technically single now, I will be soon. Forget about monogamy. I'm not going to tell her that I forgot about monogamy. I'm just going to keep leading her to believe that, hey, I believe in monogamy. And at the same time, he's got his eyes on someone else. So I didn't know if it was a man or woman because he's bisexual. I'll never be with another bisexual person again. And studies that I have read on, information that I had read on, I read that it is not uncommon for narcissists to be bisexual because they're gluttonous. So they feel like if I want a man, I'll get a man. If I want a woman, I'll get a woman. If I want, it's not abnormal for narcissists to be bisexual because they're gluttonous. They're lustful. And they feel like the world is my oyster. And so when I want to have sex with everybody under the sun, that's what I'm a damn do. Not saying that people who experiment are narcissists automatically, but it is not unfamiliar for narcissists to be lustful that way. So, but what was it that she said something about, the thing that made me the most, well, the whole relationship made me angry because he's such a poisonous, toxic, horrific individual. And he's a thief. He stole my toiletries. I had left some toiletries over at his house, and he went to a meetup group, and instead of giving him my personal belongings, he kept them. When you keep something that doesn't belong to you, you're a thief. In addition to a liar. I was with the syndicate. I was affiliated with the mafia. It's actually more powerful than the mafia because he's delusional. 3 narcissists that I know of all believe in they're part of the mafia, which is like totally, it just proves to you how sick and demented their brains are and how delusional they are because they're demented. Medications can slow that down, but they're never going to get on them. So the thing that makes me the most angry, and I had talked to this individual about this, was I said, we need to go into counseling. But because he's a thief, he stole money from his parents. He stole money from my friend. He took $30 from him when he never should have done that. That's stealing. You had no business keeping that, but regardless of the point, regardless, he's the thief in addition to everything else. But because he takes people's money so freely, he takes everything he can. He's a taker. He had the balls to say, when we were talking about going to counseling, which is a red flag in itself, well, you could pay for it. Excuse me? Excuse me? Because he's a taker. So if he could benefit off of my money, that's who he is. Why would he pay for it even though he's the one who's sick? I beg your pardon, I've been to therapy, bitch. When was the last time you went to therapy? You don't think you need to go, which means you need to go like yesterday. Schahrzad mentioned in the video that there's no excuse, and I have said this before, and I will always say it, and I totally 1000% agree with her. There is absolutely no excuse for you to be as sick in your head as you are. There's no excuse for it. I've said, y'all have heard me say this on videos before. Even before I met the bastard, you'd heard me say this. There are therapy groups. There are church groups. Support groups. There's regular therapists. There are life coaches. There are all types of, you could be in located in California, and your therapist could be in Connecticut because you could have therapy on your computer. So if you found someone that you feel they specialize in narcissism, well, let me make an appointment with them. If they do live Zoom or meetings with Zoom, or what's the other one, Skype. So you don't even have to be, because he's so worried about his image. And once I find out what your weakness is, I'm going to do you like you do me. I'm going to karate chop you in your weaknesses. And I'm going to let everybody know, everybody with ears, I'm going to let them know who the hell you really are. That you are gay because you have a lot more respect for men than you have for women. Well, maybe not, because he's a narcissist. They just take from everybody. So I'm probably wrong on that one. But I wouldn't be surprised if he had more respect for men, because a lot of narcs have major resentment and hatefulness towards women, because of what their mothers put them through when they were little. Okay? So they grow up narcissists. They grow up detached from women. They grow up takers. They take advantage of other people. They have no empathy. They, you know, the whole 9 yards. But in today's day and age, when there's so much available out there for you, so many treatments out there for you, and because he's so worried about image and he don't want his church to find out that he's bi, he don't want his church to find out that he is a malignant narcissist and he's delusional and he's a pathological liar and he's a thief, he don't want them to know who the hell he really is. So he goes to church every Sunday. He wears the same clothes to church every Sunday, by the way. He never changes his suit. He wears the same thing every single Sunday, which alone is bizarre. Okay. It's weird. He might change his shirt. Like he has 2 shirts. He might wear one. If you don't wear that one, he'll wear the other one or whatever. But he wears the same clothes every Sunday to church. So like I said, that's weird. But he don't want them to know that he's twisted. He don't want anybody in Columbia, Missouri to know that he's twisted. So he perpetrates this image of I'm normal, I'm kind, I'm sweet, I'm considerate, and it's all a lie. There's no excuse for you to be a poisonous fucker. There's no excuse for you to be a rattlesnake, because if you're so worried about your goddamn image, you bastard, all you have to do is get a therapist that's out of state. You sit your dumb ass on your computer or on your phone and you have a Zoom meeting with someone out of the Midwest. Since you're so worried about people finding out who the hell you are. Okay? Then you get some real, you still get some professional help so that you can stop poisoning everybody that you've been around. You can stop poisoning them. And one of the girls from the group, I told y'all this before, his previous group that collapsed, and I'm glad, because I'm so glad that you're finally getting the karma that you've been needing ever since you came out of your mother's twat. You've been needing some karma. So good for you. Congratulations, you lost your groups. That's great. But one of the girls that had a crush on him, he had the nerve to tell another friend of mine that she looks 10 years older than what she looks like. And they're supposedly friends. That's how you talk about your friends? I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's a poisonous son of a bitch. So in today's day and age, there's entirely too much therapy out there for you to continue to be Satan. There's way too many options for professional help. Okay? And when I said you need to go see your pastor, oh, he doesn't have a degree in psychology. He said he had a degree. He was a few credits away. No, the fuck, he does not have any credits for that. No, he does not. He's a liar. It wouldn't surprise me if the little dumb fuck didn't even graduate from college. Okay? He works by himself in a print shop downtown Columbia. And the reason why he works alone, it's the best thing in the world for everybody and anybody that he works by himself, because it's his nature to backstab. It's his nature to destroy people. It is his nature to be passive aggressive. The way you breathe, you know, that's natural to do that. Breathe in your nose, out through your mouth. That's natural. You know, it doesn't require special effort. It's just, you could just do it, or just regular breathing. You could just do it. It's just something you do. Well, him being a snake is something he does. So if he worked in an office with other people, he will do something bad to his coworkers. He will get you back for that little joke that you made. He will get you back because you were late coming to relieving him off of his shift. He's going to get you back for that because he's a rattlesnake. So it's best that he works by himself in an office by himself, because he's not a normal person, and he would always destroy people around him. And there is no excuse for you to be a twisted son of a bitch. There's no excuse for it, because there's entirely too much professional help out there. There is no excuse. No excuse for you to continue to stay sick. There's no excuse for it. But part of the problem too is, regardless of what's available to people like this, they are getting a kick out of destroying people. That's why I love that he failed his groups. That's why I love that he doesn't have any real friends, even though he lied and said he was popular. No, the hell you were not. That's why you got ignored when you went to the A-frame. You got ignored. Okay? Even, I'm so popular. By who? The imaginary syndicate? Anyway, moving right along. They get a kick out of destroying other people. They get a kick out of backstabbing you. They get a little thrill when you get destroyed inside. They get a little excitement when they do something to you that confuses you or hurts you or makes your life a little more difficult than it has to be. They love that. So they almost never go to therapy. There's no incentive. They're having too much fun ruining other people. That's why when this person's life continues to spiral down, I think that's awesome. That's the punishment you have to pay for being a fuck up, number one. And that's the punishment you have to pay for not going to therapy. My approach is different. I'm a little bit more harsh than Schahrzad. She's a lot more gentle than I am. But when you fuck me over and all I had was your best intention at heart, and you kick me in my face as often as you could, I take joy in knowing that your life is fucked up now. I take joy in the fact that nobody likes you. I take joy in the fact that you have to pay the price for being a narc because you won't do anything about it. So you got to pay for it. Just like other people have to pay because they did something to irritate you. Little things that the individual does, and I've told y'all this before. When you go to someone's house, they usually have a really nice bathroom or they have a guest bathroom. They decorate it, they make it nice, they make it warm because you're a guest. When I stayed at his parents' house, they've got multiple bathrooms and they're warm and they're cozy and there's things on the wall and little throw rugs and, you know, it's comfortable. They've got an MU shower curtain, I think. I can't remember. I think it's an MU. They make it warm. So when you go there, you're like, oh, this is nice. Not that son of a bitch. His bathroom is the bare bones. Bare bones. Okay. You would have more warmth out of the bathroom in your gym. Your public gym. Okay, when you work out. Your fitness center or whatever it is that you go to. You'll have more warmth in their bathroom. Even if you go to a restaurant, they make it warm in there. They make it nice. They put silk plants in there. Sometimes they play music in there while you're doing your thing. No, he wants you to be very uncomfortable when you're at his house because he gets a thrill out of people being uncomfortable. So his bathroom, I'm not kidding, is a dollar store shower head. A dollar store shower head. It's not even a shower head that sits in a bracket. It just dangles from whatever it is it's attached to. It's just a little dollar store thing about that big. There's no warmth in there. I don't think there's a carpet that you could dry your feet on. There's nothing on the walls. It's bare bones because he don't want you there. And if you do go there, he wants you uncomfortable. He deliberately has his house like that. That's probably why his parents, when they stay, they leave early because A, he does that to them. And B, they don't feel that there's any warmth in there that welcomes them. They do shit like this. Little passive-aggressive things that make you uncomfortable. Little passive-aggressive things that says, I really don't want you in my space. Okay? When I first started staying there, he first gave me, instead of giving me a bar of soap like a normal person, he gave me a sliver of soap that was probably about that big. Can y'all see that? About that big. A little skinny sliver of soap. A sliver of soap where it's almost gone. I'm 5'10". What the fuck am I supposed to wash with a sliver of soap? My hands, that's about it. He did that on purpose. He didn't give me a normal bar of soap because he wants your life to be as uncomfortable and as awkward as possible. That's another reason he chased me around the house. He's watching me every room I go to. He's got to pop up in that room. He just pops up wherever you're at. My God, he could not be more weird if he tried. Bizarre behavior. Bizarre. Okay? One of the girls I talked to, and I might have told y'all this, one of the girls I talked to, she looked at his picture. She thought about whenever he had his group that got disbanded. Fantastic, you cocksucker. Anyway, she saw his picture and she was like, something about him's real weird. I'm not joining that group. Hello. I wish I had felt that way when I saw his picture. I gave him a chance, even though he's weird as hell. I still gave him a chance, and it was one of the biggest mistakes of my life. Sure is. I corrected it, though. I got rid of him, so it was awesome. But yeah, there's no excuse for you to be the way you are. There's no excuse. And even though you do everything to perpetrate a lie to your church, which is Open Heart Baptist Church in Columbia, Missouri, even though you perpetrate a lie to them all the time, perpetrate a lie to them, there is no reason for you to not get your stupid ass on your computer or your phone and get help from somebody out of state. There's no excuse. So the reason you don't do it is because you don't want to admit that you're twisted. A, you don't want to admit that you're twisted, even though you know you are. And B, it's not really as much about image as you get a kick out of destroying people's lives. You like it. You like making people feel very uncomfortable. He loves it. That's why he gave us a dead chicken and threw it at us, practically, with the tail attached and the spine attached. That's fucking creepy. That was creepy, but he really gets a kick out of doing things that are socially awkward, socially improper. If you tell the individual, don't do that, that's not cool, don't do that, he's going to deliberately do it. So there's too much joy in being toxic. There's too much enjoyment out of hurting other people. There's just too much joy in that. And if you think about, I'm going to tell you about anesthesia. We're going to go there for a quick second. I'm going to go, let you guys go. But I'm going to tell you what a master sergeant in the Air Force told me. She has been working in the medical field her whole, entire career. She told me, and I never forgot these words, "You are never more close to death than when you are under for anesthesia, general anesthesia. Don't worry about it, you guys. Don't start tripping if you have to have surgery. I had plenty of surgeries. I'm still here." But it's like, it doesn't even, you don't go into dreamlike state when you go under. You have no thoughts. You don't hear anything. You're not thinking about anything. You're not processing anything. The power center in your brain goes all the way down. And if the anesthesiologist is not careful, you can leave this world. Like I said, don't get excited about it. I'm still here, and I've had 4 surgeries, maybe more than that, in a span of 2 years. So don't worry, I'm kicking. I'm still kicking. And to think that I went under while I knew this bastard, and I didn't even deserve a phone call to see how I was doing. He had my friend's information. He didn't even text him. You don't want to call because that might be too much effort, but shit, you can't text. You can't do that either. How is she? Is she okay? That's just common fucking sense. You don't have to be in love with somebody, which you'll never be in love with anyone as more as you're in love with yourself. I'm talking to this individual because they stalked my page. I didn't even deserve a phone call or a text. Are you alive? Are you okay? How do you feel? These are things you have to write down, people. If you are with somebody, you are in a relationship or a marriage or a other dreadful situation with a nasty person like this, I want you to start writing the things down that make you very uncomfortable. And I want you to jot it down as soon as you can before your brain shuts that away, sticks it in a drawer somewhere, and triple padlocks the door, the drawer, wherever your brain puts it. I want you to write it down so you can always have a record of it. And then you can look it over and decide, do I want to deal with this crap anymore? Another day, another week, another month. Do I want to put up with this type of abuse? Write it down. That's going to be your best friend. This way your brain doesn't have the opportunity to go, oh no, we're not dealing with that. Ah, no. Before your brain could do that, write it down. Okay? I was traumatized in that situation. I was traumatized. The passive aggressiveness, the abuse, the neglect, the total disregard for my well-being, the total disregard when I was sick from excessive heat exhaustion. I was getting sicker and sicker, and his stupid ass I told y'all, went to the top of the hill and was just totally ignoring me. Are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? I feel like I dated Satan. The total lack of concern is mind-blowing. So if I would have died on the table, let's go back to the surgery. If I would have died on the table, he would have shrugged his shoulders and just went, oh, okay, well, shoot, what am I going to have for dinner? I'm not kidding. I told you, and I'm so serious, not all people, let me see. How did I word this before? Not all bad people are narcissists, but most criminals are narcissistic. And they're the same way. So he's this close to having the mindset of a killer or a rapist. He's that close because he has no concern. He could be a sociopath, I'm not sure. But because he has zero concern, he's not too far from being a criminal, a murderer. No concern at all. He is the type of individual that could witness a car accident. The person's laid out on the ground, blood everywhere. He would drive around them and keep going. If you think he won't, you better think again. That's who he is. He won't even call 911. He'll be like, oh, that's messed up, but I'm out of here because I'm hungry. I am not kidding you. I am as serious as a heart attack. He would see them on the ground with blood everywhere and be like, oh. And you're lucky if he got that much emotion out of it. He's a dangerous individual. His mindset is creepy and dangerous. And being with him stirred up my PTSD. It did. It stirred it up real bad. It's like stirring up a hornet's nest. It was a very dangerous situation, and dangerous for him because he really was close to getting himself hurt. Okay. And if somebody ever beats him up real bad, I'll probably laugh. I'll have the same amount of emotion for that he had for me when I went to surgery. Oh, did I say that? Yes, I did. Did I go there? Yes, I did. I have zero concern. Somebody will say, yeah, man, I heard that the little bastard that you went out with, somebody beat the hell out of him. I'd be like, oh, really? Actually, I'll have more emotion. I'll laugh. I can't stand cold individuals. I can't even call him a person. He's not a person. He's a snake. I cannot stand coldness. I can't stand that. I can't stand that. And I promise you, his parents are Mel and Don. If y'all know them, you know who I'm talking about. And yeah, his parents are Mel and Don. When they die, he will have absolutely no emotion. No emotion. Because he will rush to the bank to see how much money he gets. But what would make me thrilled, oh my God, I'd be so thrilled. If they left him nothing in the will, I'd be so happy. I would want to be dancing naked in the street because that's what he deserves. He has no concern if you die. He has zero concern about that. Zero. But he does want to know how it's going to benefit him. There's no excuse for you to run around like that, being that nasty and that hateful and that insensitive. There's absolutely no excuse. So because you refuse to get help, just deal with life, whatever life throws at you, and you're just going to have to suck it up, buttercup. It's just the way it goes. Anyway, you guys take care. I love you bunches, and I'll talk to you later.